Namaste, I'm Hannah. I'm a yoga instructor based in Berlin, and together with Zalando and Puma, I've put together some of my favorite poses for balance and positivity. So let's get started. If you've never practiced yoga before, there are three main components to it. It's meditation, pranayama, which is breathwork, and asanas, which is the actual poses. And we're going to do a little bit of everything today. But we're going to start with a quick meditation. So find a comfortable seat. If you want, you can sit on a block or a pillow, whatever you have. Get comfortable. Close your eyes for a moment. Focus on your breath. Slow it down a little bit. And get settled on your mat. Our lives are so hectic these days. Allow yourself to have a moment of quiet, peace, of serenity. And now think of a little ball of light in your heart space. You can place your hand on your heart if you wish. Imagine that ball of light glistening, sparkling inside you. Feel it growing and expanding, filling up your chest, growing over your shoulders, into your arms, down to your wrists and hands. Filling up your belly as well, flowing through your hips, your legs, down to your ankles and feet. Expanding even further up your neck, your head, until your whole body is covered in that glistening, sparkling, positive energy. It's coming straight from your heart. Allow yourself to smile, because it's you who's generating that energy, that positivity, that love. And you always have that within you. Whenever you have a sad moment, a stressful moment in your day, you can always come back to that. I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths together. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. And we're ready to do some pranayama, which is the breath work. And one of my favorite breathing exercises that you could also just do whenever during the day is a balancing breath. The proper name is Nadi Shodhana. And what you're going to do is make a peace sign and then flip over your peace fingers until your hand looks like this. We're going to cover one nostril with our thumb and breathe in through the open nostril for 5. And then hold the breath, close both nostrils for 5. And exhale on the other side for 5. Inhale on the right for 5. Hold. and exhale. Inhale on the left, hold, and exhale. Continue to do this in your own rhythm. You can count in your head. And what this does is it balances our yin and yang energy that we have in our bodies. It calms the nervous system. And whenever you feel anxious throughout the day, you can do this. You can do this in the bus or in a train. Or even when you wake up and you feel a little out of it. It's a beautiful exercise to do. One last round. Inhale on the left. Hold. And exhale. Now breathe normally and notice how your body feels. And give yourself a little hug. Thank yourself for practicing today, for being there on the mat and caring for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. All right, we're going to get into the asanas. And something I love to do every morning is kind of greeting the day. So placing my hands in front of my heart, inhaling, shooting the hands up to the sky, exhaling, opening up, drawing a big circle. One more time. Inhale to the sky, exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, make it big. And with the next inhale, shooting the hands up. Exhaling, twisting to the side. You can gaze behind you, make sure you have a straight back. Shoulders are away from the ears, neck is relaxed. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, other side. And exhale, twist. Coming back to center. Wonderful. Now removing the block or pillow. I'm going to come to all fours in tabletop position. For that, make sure that your wrists are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. Hands and knees are hip-width distance. And we're going to do some cat-cows. Wonderful exercise to warm up the back and the whole spine. So inhale, drop your back, lift your chest, gaze up into cow pose. Exhale, rounding the back, looking in between the legs to the back, into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And you can find your own rhythm here. Just important that you go with your own breath. And if you feel like, oh, this is super easy, I need a challenge, you could also try lifting up your knees and doing the same exercise, but without your knees touching the floor. And don't forget that every day is different, and it's important to listen to your body, what your body needs on that certain day. All right, coming into child's pose for one moment. Child's pose is a wonderful pose. It's a restorative pose that you can always go into in every yoga class if you need a little rest. All right, slowly walking the hands back to the front. Tucking our toes under and pushing up into a first downward dog. So for downward dog, our goal is to get our heels to the ground, but it's not as important as having a straight back. So you can totally bend your knees and your legs and do it like this, and then slowly but surely try to straighten the legs. But important is the straight back. But we can also walk out our dog a little bit, do what feels good, bending a knee, shaking it out. Can be creative here. Yoga is not serious. Yoga is about having fun, having a good time with yourself. It's also not about comparison, or it's not important that it looks exactly the way I'm doing it here. It's important that it feels good for you in that certain moment. Okay. Inhale, move to plank pose, shifting your weight to the front. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Again, inhale, shifting the weight to the front. Exhale, downward facing dog. And you can have fun with this and kind of make a wave. So if you do like this, you can kind of make like an ocean wave. Or you can do it more static. Just warming up the back, activating all muscles. It's a wonderful way to greet your body in the mornings. And now we're going to come back into child's pose for a little rest. Walking our hands back up to a seated position. Now I'm going to show you an exercise that's wonderful if you've got menstrual cramps. And you might not think like that is a good exercise to do because it feels so wrong, but I promise you it works. It's the camel pose. And if you don't have a lot of back flexibility, I would suggest that you use some blocks. So just place them here. You can place them like this or like this. And what we want to do first is a little preparation. Because we're going to do a back bend, we want to make sure, because we're going to do a back bend, we want to make sure not to hurt our back. So in preparation, what we want to do is place our hands behind us, open up the chest, inhale, and draw our shoulder blades together and activate all of that. And this tension is what we want to have in the camel pose as well. So imagine like you have a pencil in between your shoulder blades and you want to crush it. It doesn't look like it, but it's a super active pose. And relax. And this active muscle tension is what we need for the camel pose now. So what you want to do is place the blocks next to you and then come up onto your knees and slowly grab one block, grab the other block, and then when you feel safe, drop the neck and move your pelvis forward. This is wonderful because it opens up all of this. And when you have cramps, it's amazing. And you could also, I'm gonna get out of this, you could also do it with the blocks like this, or without the blocks. Without the blocks, I'm gonna show you how it would look like. You would just grab your ankles and then drop the neck. And we're gonna hold this pose for 5 breaths. Then tuck the chin in and come slowly out of it again. Back into child's pose. Notice how your back feels. And whenever I say that, try not to judge, just to notice without any judgment. All right, now coming onto our back. So move down. We want to do some inversions, and inversion poses are the poses where the legs are higher than the heart. And you might think of a handstand right now or a headstand, but we don't have to do super advanced poses to get the same benefits for the body. So we're going to do a bit more of an easy one. What we want to do is inhale, lift up the butt, and then find our fingers, clasp them, and push up into bridge pose. This is a wonderful pose for digestion. Make sure to smile. And exhale, rolling back down again. So if that already felt like enough for you, you can just repeat exactly that pose. If you want a little bit more, we can go into the full wheel. So for that, we're gonna fold over our hands like this. Make sure to protect your neck. So inhale and exhale, push up. Deep breaths here. And then tuck in your neck. Slowly come down. You can let your knees flop out to the side. Put your hands on your belly for a moment. And feel the amazing power of this pose. All right. The last pose I want to show you today before Savasana, which is my favorite part, because it's a final relaxation, is a shoulder stand. And a shoulder stand is quite an advanced pose because it's also an inversion, and you need to make sure to protect your neck. So we're going to do it really slowly so that we don't hurt ourselves. What you want to do is kind of roll up like this and then push your butt up and your feet behind your head. And let's just stay like this for a moment. You can do the same with your hands, finding your hands, clasping your hands like we did before in the bridge pose. And just stay like this. If this is super uncomfortable, you can just take your blocks and place them behind you, or also on top of each other, depending on how flexible you are. And you can just put your, where are they? There they are. You can put your feet on the blocks for extra support. And remember that it's not about who's the most flexible here. It's not about comparison. It's about feeling good. No one's watching you right now. This is for you only. All right, and then when you're ready, put your hands on your hips and slowly, one leg after the other, push into the sky. Make sure that there is no pressure on your neck. It's not called neck stand, it's called shoulder stand. The weight should be on your shoulders. And you can just stay like this for a couple of breaths, or play with your legs. You can kind of like twist them, or put the soles of your feet together like that, or do some other fancy poses. Can be creative here. I actually like to keep my legs straight. And then slowly put your legs back onto the floor or on the block. Where are blocks? Okay. And roll back down. Take some deep breaths. And actually, we're going to do one last pose before Savasana, and it's called Happy Baby. And I love it because you really feel like a happy baby when doing it. So, grabbing your feet like a little baby, like that, you can kind of pull your feet in. You could also sway from side to side. And this is a wonderful exercise to open up the hips. And you can also give your back a slight massage at the same time. Feels really, really good. Like a little happy baby. And then, when you're ready, you can fully relax. Lay on your back. If you have a blanket, you can put it over you right now. Palms are facing upwards. Close your eyes. Get ready for Savasana, which is super important because it's a part where we fully relax, let go, allow ourselves to rest, allow the body to regenerate, to recover. And I want you to think of one thing that you're really grateful for right now. And let this positive feeling coat your whole body flow through you. And slowly start to come back into your body, onto this mat. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking up the body again. Roll to your favorite side for 1 moment. Keeping the eyes closed for now. When you're ready, come into seated position, still with the eyes closed. Very slowly in your own time. Blink your eyes open. Give yourself a smile. You can be really proud of yourself for taking that time of your day to care for your body today, for your mind and your spirit. And remember, whenever you have even just 5 minutes in your day, you can do any of these poses or even the breath work or a little meditation to just find a moment of peace and calm in your hectic day. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel good. All my love to you. Namaste.